Hello friends. So today I will explain you about Vedas origin, importance, characteristic and its compilation. So let's start. Vedas are known as Ajanma and Apurushaya. And as per archaeology history, Vedas dates mentioned is 1500 BCE. But as per Puranas, it is eternal. Okay. So now let's see what Bhagwat Puran says about Vedas. Now it says Lega Brahmatma Vishaya Stri Kand Vishaya Ime Parokshvada Rishayah Paroksham Mamacha Priyam. Now what does it mean? Bhagwan Vishnu says in Bhagwatam that there are three Kand in Vedas, that is three sections. One is Gyaan Kand, Upaasana Kand and Karm Kand. Okay, now what does it mean? So let's start. So Karm Kand means deed, Upasana Kand means worship, and Gyaan Kand means knowledge. Now these three sections propagate about Brahma and its unity to soul. Okay, all the mantras and the foresighted Rishis will never tell you the deep meaning of these Ved mantras, but explain it in secret ways as I am telling you now. This is what Hari says. Very important to know. Yeah, it is true. Because if you will see, it is very difficult to understand Vedas. It is not that easy. It is mentioned in a different way. Okay. Now why kept secretly? It is now Bhagwat Puran explains why it is kept secretly. So it says that it is explained in secret manner because everyone is not capable of understanding this. To understand this, your conscience should be free from all impurities. So you got it? So now I'll give you one example. Let's take one example. Okay. Let's take example of one mantra from Rigved. Okay, that is Rigved 1.36.7. Okay, now what it says, Yajman Bo do namaskar before self-illuminating Agni Dev by making the offerings of Havi. In order to give a fast defeat to enemies, Yajman illuminate the Agni through Hota. Now it is very difficult to understand what does that propagate. Now this is what deep meaning is. So to do a namaskar or bow before someone means that you are humble or without pride and ego. This means that we politely bow before you since you are better than me. Now pranipat also means the same, that we respect you without any vanity. Also, now let's see further. Surrendering false pride is namaskara. Surrendering false pride is namaskara. Yes, of course. Even in devotion or bhakti, we say the same thing. We want to convey to Ishwar that we have nothing to offer, but we leave all our pride and offer you ourselves without any pride in our body. You destroy all our evil karmas. We bow before you so that you assimilate us and make us that capable. Destruction of our evil and surrender is namaskara. Therefore, we pray same thing before and after any big rituals which happens are plays, maybe at home or maybe a yagya or maybe havan. So we pray the same thing. Okay. Now let's go further about Vedas. Okay. So that I hope you got why like it is mentioned in deep meaning and all why. Okay. So I hope you understand that. Now let's go further. The deed or kriyas mentioned in the Vedas is indestructible, but the tradition of yajna should not be discontinued. Vedas are the writings of the observation made by the ancient sages. Okay, very important. As this oral tradition developed, things started to get disorganized. As per the Brahman Puran in Dwapar Yug, Maharishi Ved Vyas organized them and distributed among his disciples for further clarification. The division were compiled from a single Yajurved and was divided into 4 parts. The work of compilation was distributed amongst Jaimini, Sumantu, Vaishampayan and Pail. Okay, so they came to be known as Rigved, Yajurved, Samved and Atharved. Now the fifth disciple was given the task of explaining and interpreting the Puranas and their history. His name was Lomharshan, whom we commonly known as Suji. Let's start with Rigved. What Rigved says. Okay, what are its characteristics? Rigved, we mostly find the mantras pertaining to yajna, which can be sung for the worldly good and benefit. Okay, also the importance of priest emerge from here. This is the biggest of all Vedas. It is having 10 mandalas. Okay. Now let's see what Atharved characteristics are. Now in Atharved we find mantras pertaining to Brahma Tattva or the spiritual essential truth. Here the Karam Kand for the kings was described in detail. Now let's see what Samved characteristics are. Now whatever part of above mentioned Vedas which I just told you was left out and it was compiled into Samved. If you see, maximum mantras of Samved are already mentioned in Rigved. Okay. Now let's see characteristics of Yajurved. So Yajurved, whatever was left from the compilation of Samved was then compiled in Yajurved. It defines the ways and means of how a yajna should be conducted. So let's go further and see like what it says. Okay, the Vedas. So thereafter a long tradition of sages followed it. In this tradition we find Rishi Yagyaval. Okay, you might be knowing Yagyaval, who Yagyaval is. Now Rishi Yagyaval, who was one of the most learned rishis of his time, it is said that he was so sharp that none of the other rishi could answer his question. In King Janaka's court, he was declared as the most learned one. Now once Rishi Chakal challenged him. On losing, he had to face a death penalty. Okay. So see, Vedas are eternal. Okay, it is a very big topic. I already do one Ved mantra per day and translate its deep meaning. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. This is what my daily activity is. Okay, thank you guys.